I got his soul right here, and he'll never get it back, so I'm not giving it back to him. I'm gonna watch it. I'd rather watch Jake Paul than Devin Haney. Any of the people commenting 50 million to fight Jake Paul, they take it in a blink of an eye.
Would you take it?
Of course I would. Of course I would. I'd take it for 10. I'd take it for 5.
Charlotte Daly of Sport Boxing, joined by Conor Benn. How are you, Conor?
I'm great, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad. I think this is the first time I've actually seen you in person since you beat Chris Eubank Jr.
Yeah.
When you look back on it now that you've had time to kind of digest it, how good does it feel?
Yeah, do you know what? It's special. I think for me, the ring walk was probably the most special night of my life. The ring walk for me it meant everything to me.
I was talking to some people from America actually, and they were saying that they'd never seen ring walks like it because it's not as big of a thing in America, ring walks, whereas in the UK, I mean, the first fight we had Senior and Junior linking up for that ring walk, which was iconic. Then you had your ring walk for the second one, which was also iconic. A lot of planning goes into that.
Yeah, big shout out to Brooklyn, who handles my ring walks. She killed it both times, with the choir first time round and then with the band second time round. For me, it was just what's going to get me in the zone and really make me feel dialed in. And Phil Collins was the song my dad walked into for the first fight with Eubank Sr. And then the second fight was the house tune. You know, so I thought I'd blend a bit of both in there as a little homage to my dad and the first fights that they had. And ultimately, it felt like a winning wig for me. It felt like a winning ring walk. I felt extremely confident and a lot calmer than I did first time round.
Yeah, talking about that calmness, we spoke about it in the build-up to the fight, about managing those emotions. You obviously did it very well on fight night, but how difficult was it when you're standing across Chris Eubank Jr. to manage that emotion?
It was very easy. It was very easy. I felt like I'd really put it in my head. It wasn't a matter of fitness. It wasn't a matter of not knowing what to do. It wasn't a matter of the occasion. It was just the lack of discipline in me and my heart overruled my head in the first fight. So for me, it was just, I know I lost the first fight, very close. I felt like I'd won, but ultimately I lost. It would have really been a loss to me if I had lost second time round, because then what did I learn? Do you know what I mean? So in my head, I was like, I have to win this second fight, because if I made the same mistake first time round, I really did lose. And well, what do I do? If I can't adapt, I can't change, I can't grow, I can't, well then where do you go from there? Is this the ceiling to my career? And I refuse to believe that this is where I end. This is where it stops. I believe I can adapt, I believe I can change, I believe I can override my emotions. I believe I can be disciplined enough to do the right thing in there on the night.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you did do. It was a brilliant performance. How much are you hanging it over your dad's head at the moment?
Like, loads. I mean, sometimes I message him in the morning, I'm like, Dad, just let you know, mate. Just to let you know. Not that you don't already know, because I know you know. And I know you know.
Has he snapped back ever? Is it ever just pushed him too far?
Yeah, he goes, yeah, well, talk to me when you won your world title. I said, Dad, but that doesn't even matter anymore.
You also said before the rematch to me that I think it was your son wanted to watch the first fight, and it was a hard watch for you because of the fact that you didn't
watch
win.
it. He watched a little bit of it, and then he asked me if I won, and I couldn't tell him. I didn't tell him I lost, but he kept pressing me. Did you win, Daddy? And I was like, I'll win second time, son. I'll win second time. And I just swept the question completely.
Have you gone back to him now and been like, let's sit down and
I
watch
did
it?
go, Daddy's a winner. Daddy's a winner, baby. You want your kids to be proud of you. I don't want him to feel like, you want your family to be proud of you over anything, over any other person in this world. You want your kids to be proud of you. That's all that matters to me. I don't need validation from nobody. What I care about is my kids, and I want them to be proud of their dad and feel like their dad's the winner and a superhero, the best dad on the planet. Yeah. So for me, that's I've still not watched the first one back with him, but when he's old enough, obviously, we can sit down together.
Take him through it.
Yeah.
Chris has recently posted a video on social media of himself in a hospital bed. What was your reaction when you saw that video? Well,
I heard he had IBS throughout the last parts of the training camp. I heard it after the fight as well, or he has a stomach cyst or whatever it is. Ultimately, I'm not really too concerned, to be honest. I know it's not a serious health condition, I think people need to look deeper into the reasons as to why it's posted. There's a certain pattern here of sympathy vote and a victim mentality, so ultimately I see a picture of me making 152 for my fight in Vegas, and I was on the floor in a blanket, struggling to make the weight at 152, but ultimately it's just part of the game. We're modern day gladiators. You'll never hear me moan about anything. For one of my fights I tore my tendon on my last spar of the camp, and that was my rematch against the Frenchman who had put me down in the first fight we had. I'll go in there with a torn tendon. I'm a little bit of anaesthetic and I'm good. I'm not here for sympathy. You're in the wrong game if you want the sympathy of the public. No one cares, really.
I actually spoke to Eddie Hearn about this video, and he was basically saying the same thing that you said. He said as well that you're not someone that goes down that sympathy route, but that you had your own problems in camp building up to the Eubank fight. Is that something that you were also dealing with, your own stuff?
Of course, yeah, but mainly for the first fight. I had issues in the first fight, and listen, nobody has a perfect camp. The first fight for me, there was a few things throughout the camp that were challenging, that we had to work around. But you never hear me make excuses. Give the man his roses.
Yeah.
Give the man his roses and give him his flowers and let him. That's it. You thought you were good enough to get in there on the night, or was you just scamming the public into thinking that it was going to be another fight of the year? Did you believe it, or was you scamming the public? So either way you look at it, for me, I'm just not that person for sympathy. I don't care. I don't try and seek validation or sympathy or anything from the public. Ultimately, he thought he was good enough to come in there and beat me on the night. Ultimately, he wasn't. And first time round, I took his soul in the fight. I could see it. I could see it. He's not the same, and he never will be the same again. I got his soul right here, in my hands.
I was going to ask you that because you've said that multiple times that you took his soul. Do you think he can ever get it back?
He will never get it back, because I'm not giving it back to him.
Should he retire then?
He should retire, yeah. He should call it a day. He's got paid lovely for his last two fights to fight at welterweight. He got battered in the second fight. First fight was pretty close. So he needs to just hang up his gloves and go, do you know what? I need to call it a day. And if I was him and I was his team advising him, I'd call it a day. Listen, we're fighters. Do I like him? No. Do I think he's a prat? Yes. I don't think highly of him at all. But ultimately, we're both fighters, and you want to see him leave this game without any injuries, especially not permanent injuries. So leave the game. It's an unforgiving sport. We both know firsthand, and don't overstay your welcome.
So shutting down any potential talk of that third fight, people.
Listen, if he wants the third, I'll happily beat him up at 168. No problem. I'll do it for free.
Look, talking about what is next for you, there's obviously the Mario Barrios fight against Ryan Garcia.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the winner of that?
Yeah, of course. I'll be in, is it New York for Shakur and Teo first, which is end of January, I believe. Then I will be in, I don't even know where it is, but I will be there ringside watching Garcia versus Barrios. Being in a prime number one slot for the WBC belt, for me, I'll be watching that closely. I'm hearing Ryan Garcia versus myself is teed up for Cinco de Mayo in Vegas. If he's not ready, then I'm hearing he'll be in a stadium in June, July in London. So ultimately, pray he doesn't fumble the bag. I pray he comes through, so we can give the fans a fight that they want.
How do you find the idea of now the cut again? Because it's been years that you and Eubank have been going back and forth at this, and you've been building up that weight. How are you now finding? It's
going to be extremely challenging, but what I can guarantee you guys is you won't get no videos of me posting any silliness about making weight. I know what I signed up for, I know what I got to do, I know it's going to be extremely challenging, and I know it's going to be a fight in itself, but ultimately I'm determined and driven to capture the world title, and especially the WBC for me is the most prestigious belt in boxing, the belt that my dad won, and I feel like it's my fate to win the belt.
Yeah, I feel like you've got real affinity to that belt.
It's my belt.
Dream of it.
It's my belt. It's got my name on it already. I can see it. I can see it up in my house next to my dad's.
Look, I have to get your thoughts on the Anthony Joshua-Jake Paul fight that is coming up. Are you surprised it's happening in the first place?
Yeah, I'm very surprised, yeah, as much as you are. Yeah.
Do you think it should be happening, should be allowed? Because obviously everyone talks about the danger element to it. Do you think that there is a level of danger that should qualify it not being put on?
Boxing is dangerous anyway, but you enter at your own risk. If it makes money, it makes sense. And that's really where it is. But ultimately, it's wild. It just goes to show where boxing's at the minute. And you've got to take your hat off to Jake Paul. Because, mate, how have you managed to get yourself in a position to fight former two-time heavyweight world champion in AJ, who's saved boxing? He's the face of boxing. Mm. How have you managed that? From doing YouTube videos to fighting old UFC fighters to now getting in this slot. He understands marketing, he understands fights have commercial value, understands how to sell a fight, he knows how to promote a fight. And I feel like a lot of boxers should take a leaf out of Jake Paul's book, because ultimately he's killed it, and all of this is because of marketing. Yeah. And he promotes himself like nobody else. And that's just show all the fighters coming through. Don't get jealous. Don't be mad. Don't start hating. Because ultimately, he understands the game. I'm going to watch it. Yeah. I'd rather watch Jake Paul than Devin Haney. I would. I'd rather watch
Devin Haney boring.
It's extremely, utterly boring. I would definitely watch Jake Paul over. If you put Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury up, I'd rather watch that than his last fight.
Really?
Yeah. Like, 100%.
Weren't impressed in Saudi then?
He was good. He's good. He's a good fighter. In my eyes, he's a scared fighter. He doesn't want to engage. He wants to try and keep it, single shots. He doesn't want to put his head in the fire even a little bit. And ultimately you could say he's a smart fighter for that, but then you don't belong in the entertainment business. And there was no one he could sell out a stadium against. Yeah. There was nobody on this planet. Number one, because of his lawsuit palaver, and everyone's probably scared to death that he's going to file a lawsuit against them, or he's just on his jab.
Yeah, what do you think about that lawsuit? Because he obviously retracted it then,
whether
didn't
he retracted it or not, the fact that he even crossed his head to file it is what I don't understand. Who even suggested that? Who even suggested that? You take your beating like a man. Own it. And the fact that he's had it taken off his record, bro, just own it. Everyone knows you lost. Like, you got hit with the same shot repeatedly.
Yeah. I'm going to let you go in a minute because I know I'm taking up a lot of your time. Just quickly back on the Jake Paul, AJ. People are talking as well about AJ's legacy. Obviously, we've just said there that, we think his legacy is set in stone, but do you think he has to perform in a certain way on fight night to prevent any damage to the legacy?
AJ can do whatever the hell he wants to do. He's sold out stadium shows back to back, saved British boxing, done a bit with Hugo Boss, Lucas Aid. If I was him, I'd just be like, brother, I don't even care. I'm making bank. And my kids are going private school.
Yeah.
That's legacy. You think the people who are commenting rubbish on Twitter or Instagram are going to care about AJ in 10 years when he's, sitting on a yacht that he owns, flown his helicopter on the yacht, probably in Monaco or something, flying his kids to private school, then he just has his free day to chill and leisure train. You think he's going to care what?
Doesn't sound bad, does it?
What Simon thinks from God knows where. Do you know what I mean? So he's done what he's had to do. If he wants to do what he's got to do, let him do what he's got to do. Because I guarantee you, 10 out of 10 times, if you offered any of the people commenting 50 million to fight Jake Paul, they'd take it in a blink of an eye.
Would you take it?
Of course I would. I'd take it for 10. I'd take it for 5.
Jake, give him a call.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, ultimately, who cares? We live in a world today where boxing's moving in a mad direction. Boxing's doing madness. If you can get 50 million to fight, have an easy fight, then why would he not take it?
Yeah.
No, I'm trying to understand the logic.
No.
So he's supposed to take maybe just under to fight a 50-50 fight. For what? Less damage, more bank is always the goal.
But less damage for AJ. That's why. So, because I agree, I
Less
think
damage for AJ, yeah, of course.
take all the money, and I think AJ's earned the right to pick and choose
do what
whatever
he
he
wants,
wants. Yeah. And I know that Jake, of course, he's going to take the fight because it's a massive opportunity
But
for him.
I think Jake must
but
see
does
something.
someone not step in?
What do you mean?
Like, should someone, like a commission or something, be like, no, we're not putting this fight on?
Enter at your own risk. He knows what he's signing up for. Ultimately, you have amateurs who have big amateur backgrounds come in and turn over and fight world champions in their third, fourth fight. You know, Jake Paul's improved dramatically, in my opinion. Has he fought anyone near the level? Probably 10% of the level of AJ. He's a smart guy, so obviously maybe he's seeing something that no one on the planet is seeing.
I was going to say, what do you think it is that he's seeing then? What do you think
Maybe
it could be?
vulnerability. Maybe he thinks he just needs one shot. Maybe he thinks he's faster. Maybe he thinks his reactions are going to be quicker because he's younger. Maybe he thinks he's fresher. I don't know. I don't know. That's what I would be thinking if I was him. I think maybe I just got to land one, and I've got to really just position myself for the one. But it can happen.
Yeah.
Andy Ruiz, it can happen. But then he's nowhere near Andy Ruiz's level. It depends how you dress it up. Because as a fighter, you can make yourself believe things that there's no real substance to the thought. But if you believe it, then that's perfectly fine.
You have to believe it if you're getting into the ring with someone.
And then for people saying it's rigged and all that, it's definitely rigged.
Yeah, people keep
rigged.
saying it's scripted.
Everyone's saying, I'm hearing a lot of people go, oh, yeah, it's definitely rigged. I'm like, mate, it ain't rigged.
Shutting it down
It
immediately.
ain't rigged.
Yeah.
It's not rigged, mate.
What do you think-
AJ, that would be a seller. So that would be ruin your legacy. It ain't rigged. AJ don't strike me as the sort of guy that would do that.
Yeah, no, I don't think it is either.
You know, so he's going to come out, and I don't think it'll be early.
Really?
I don't think it'll be early, no.
Do you not think that will then get him all the criticism, AJ, that is?
But so I sit down, bear in mind what I've been through, and I go, who actually cares?
Yeah.
Because you never meet a hater doing better than you. Ultimately, if you love me now, I know you hate me tomorrow, and I know you're going to love me again the following day. Yeah. And that's just the way the cookie crumbles.
Look, last one for you. What do you think of AJ's link up with Team Usyk?
Interesting. I mean, I don't really get it. I mean, I can't see any similarities between AJ or Usyk, so I don't know how that even worked. For me, I'm just very pro. Like I'll be with Tony now through to the rest of my career. I feel like he knows me as a fighter. I feel like I would struggle to take advice from any other coach out there because of how I work. You know, I feel like I'm just a heavy relationship guy, whereas some people are able to, you know, flicker in between camps and change camps. And as some fighters that worked for my dad. But for me, I'm just like, if it got me to that level, then, you know, ultimately it's worked.
Do you think there's a lack of loyalty now when it comes to people bouncing around trainers?
I can't say lack of loyalty. I feel like ultimately you're the one getting in the ring, so you're going to do what you feel is best for you. And if he feels that's what's best for him, then he feels that's what's best for him. I feel like a loss doesn't mean it was my trainer's fault. Yeah. I don't feel like a loss feels like it was, maybe it just didn't work that night. You know, I'll bring in an assistant coach, and Tony and my team, Tony and the assistant coach work together. Yeah. And you bring in another set of eyes, but Tony will always be my coach. You know, he knows how I work, he knows how I operate, he knows me as an athlete, he knows me as a young boy to a man. He knows me as a raw novice to now the fighter I am. You know, so for me to have, say for example, lost the Eubank fight and go, do you know what, I could really do with changing train. Didn't even cross my mind. Don't even. It's not even a thought in my head. But bringing in an assistant coach, which I have done, helps because it just freshens things up a little bit. Do you know what I mean? And another set of eyes. Yeah. But ultimately, we all work as a team. Yeah. My loyalty will always be to Tony, and I believe his loyalty is to me, and that's what matters. It goes both ways. Yeah. You know, for me, there's been people in my team that I haven't even got contracts with, that I've worked with for 10 years, and now that I'm eating good, we're all eating the same. Yeah. So it's not like I've gone, do you know what? Yeah, it's a bit much. You know, it's a bit much. No, like we all earned the right to be where we are now. No contract in place, bear in mind. Just sort of good faith, shake of the hand, and faith and loyalty. Yeah. you know, and I believe that's how it should be. But there's loads of fighters out there who just, and I watched that guy, I could never be that guy.
Yeah.
Because ultimately everyone deserves what they get. If they've been with you from the beginning, you can't then make it and then go, oh, yeah, by the way, it's, you know, things have changed.
Yeah, yeah. I keep saying last question. I promise this is the last question.
This ain't the last question.
Daniel Dubois joined your gym now.
Yes.
How's he looking? How's he doing?
He's good, he's funny.
I saw a nice video of you two interacting and it cracks me up.
It makes me laugh. It makes me laugh. He's actually a really funny guy, isn't he? I mean, he still need to go down Sheesh together. We're waiting to go get some food together and
Nice.
and have a proper outside of gym catch up.